Late for a very important date. I'm with Lynn Deckers, my fashionista, my style queen. Let me just see if we can get this light a little bit better. There you go. So hi, welcome to day 26, the art of appreciating the well-dressed woman. Maybe it should be the well-fed woman.
Well-fed and well-dressed.
Yeah, because when we're feeling filled up from the inside, we kind of fill everything else up, don't we?
Absolutely, we do. Yeah.
Doesn't Lynn look gorgeous? Hi, Anjana. See, I need a scarf. So, what does it mean for you to actually appreciate feeling full of yourself, feeling beautiful from the inside out? And Lynn is, as I said, she's my go-to woman. If you are wanting to see style translate into success, you might want to have a conversation with Lynn, because she's all about why first impressions really count. So tell everyone a little bit about why they should start to appreciate themselves and the way that they present themselves in the world.
Well, I think we've had this conversation before. Cheers. Cheers. So, when you don't appreciate yourself and you don't present to the world what you actually need in your life, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, so that whole thing around dress like you feel, dress like a wealthy person.
Absolutely.
There's so much pretense in that, because it's just like, if I'm saying I need to dress like a wealthy person in order to attract money, because first impressions count before people have even got to say who are you and what do you do. They're scanning and they're checking you out and they're already judging you in the ranking thing, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, whether we like it or not, within the first 7 seconds of meeting somebody, you are going to be judged. You're going to judge others and they're going to judge you absolutely by what your appearance is. We can use the little box scenario that we've discussed previously.
Tell them that beautiful story. I'm going to turn some lights on to see. This is live, people. This is live. Life is, oh shit, I don't have any lights.
Okay, well, this isn't my own story. This is actually something that I've heard, but I just think it's just so apt and so beautiful. Imagine you are having your Valentine's dinner with your loved one, and obviously you're going to be spoiled and get a beautiful present, and you're sitting at your table, it's all beautifully decorated, and you're having your champagne and whatever, and out comes the little gift, and the gift is wrapped in brown paper. So you take the gift, because we're all happy to get something beautiful. You open it up and there's this beautiful little necklace inside, and it might be a little heart or a diamond or whatever, and you're really excited to get that. Your first impression was, okay, wow, I'm getting a gift. So that's the first scenario. The second scenario is he takes out this beautiful box, and it's a Tiffany box. So it's
that little blue box.
That's it. It's wrapped beautifully. Whatever's inside may not even be worth what was inside the little brown box, but the anticipation and the excitement that you feel because of what the appearance of the box is, and just what your expectation is of what's inside the box, the sort of, you immediately think that what is inside the box is going to be worth more than what is inside the brown box. And that is very much what we experience as humans, and what we present to the world, and how they perceive us, and the value that they place upon us, and what we have to offer them.
Yeah, and I love that you said that, and it's such a great analogy. I mean, Thalia, you just made me think about Thalia. She had a wiggly back molar, and she doesn't believe in the princess, the tooth fairy anymore, or anything else. And it was very spontaneous. So I was busy cooking dinner in the kitchen, and she went, oh, and by the way, my tooth fell out. And I had like $9 in change, like lying on the floor. And I said, well, I know you don't believe in the fairy anymore, but here you go, here's nine bucks. And she was so horrified that it was only 9 rand. Yeah. And I said to her, wow, that is so interesting, that she would value the value of the tooth, knowing there's no tooth fairy, but that she couldn't receive the $9, the 9 rand from me, because she felt like the tooth should have been worth more, because I've given her $50 rand or $10 or American money or pound money sometimes. But this perception that we have on our own value and how we're showing up in the world, where there's this pretense or perception that we have to be something that we're not, which is what you see all the time in women, not actually appreciating their internal beauty, and that the reflection of how they're showing up in the world can mean the difference between a deal breaker, or closing the deal, or getting the promotion, or finding the love of their life, because they don't see themselves as the Tiffany.
Yes.
They see themselves as the brown box.
Absolutely. And just coming back to Thalia, if the money had been presented in a different way.
Yeah. If I put it in the Tiffany box,
absolutely. It would have, if it had been in her slipper, and she'd actually woken up and received the money, it would have been a totally different scenario.
Yeah. And what came up for me from my own little kid inside was how ungrateful, how selfish, how rude. Here I am giving you this beautiful gift, and I did go into my righteousness and of it, and of saying to her, you know that thing where you could be 1 cent away from $1 million in your life. And we're talking about this in the context of appreciating your value, of appreciating that looks do matter, whether we want to, bypass the spirituality of, oh, you need to just see me for what I am and all that. Yes, and that's not the reality that we're living in. Hi, Joe. Hi, Christina. But she didn't get it. She didn't get that 1 cent that you see lying in the drain, or that could be your 1 cent that stops you from being a millionaire or from being poor.
Yes.
And it is all perception. So, when we look at the life as like a box of chocolates, the good old Forrest Gump story, it's just like, where are you devaluing that you are worth more than $1 million?
Yeah.
And you're showing up in a way that your dressing is a reflection of that you don't see your worth and your beauty.
That is true, and we do that to ourselves.
Yeah,
by not
absolutely
getting up in the morning. I mean, you might wake up. We both discussed this earlier. Feeling tired and just sort of full, not really full of the joys of spring as we'd like to be. But how different do you feel when you actually do put on a silk scarf? And feel, wow, the silk just feels awesome around my neck. I really feel great. And without my silk scarf today, I felt like I was just black. I was black, which I'm quite happy with. I do like black and white. But I needed a little bit of vummer and a little bit of just zhuzhing up. And I put the silk scarf on, and I felt like, we all know I'm not very tall. I felt like I'd grown a little bit just by putting the scarf on. I did feel, and of course having a little bit of lipstick, and I felt like I could face the world, even though I'm really tired. I've had a really late night, not been sleeping well, lots of pressure at work, and dealing with a lot of stress at the moment. But that just kind of helped me put my head up and go for the day.
I love that. Yeah, and I think what I get from what you're saying about just the little details is that we're not saying be something that you're not, and that's the difference that I see with Lynn as opposed to people that want to style your brand. You are not your brand. You are your most valuable asset. And this is the difference between persona and image. If you're trying to create an image of something that isn't you and isn't the truth of who you are, you can't maintain it.
No,
you can't maintain it because you're not being you. And that for me is the difference between an image or lifestyle medicine or showing up and being me. What you get is what you get. It's like that life is a box of chocolates.
Yes. Sarah Jane, I have, I've been in the fashion industry this year. 29 years.
Wow.
So it's taken me a really long time to know who I am and to appreciate my own style and to not have to style myself after other people, or just be comfortable with my own style and to be okay with it, appreciate that, and grow with that. And I think because of that, that's where my ability to help other women appreciate their style, find their style essence, and just use that to grow and to attract what they need into their lives.
Yeah, that is the magnetic stand, isn't it? It's just like when you're being you.
Yeah, you just can't
there's
be
nothing
somebody
to hide.
else. You need, you
there's
really
nothing
need
to hide,
to be you.
nothing to prove. It's just like, this is who I am. And for those of you that don't know, hi Kelly, hi Ricky. We're talking about appreciating the art of loving yourself, I guess. You know, the well-dressed woman. It's just like, what makes you feel great? I always like to ask my body. And I think this is something that Lynn's so good at doing. If you haven't done your 3-style signature brand, it really is about the essence of who you are. And it's a wonderful personality profiling that if you start looking at what you stand for, and you can, and Lynn has this in uncanny knack of being able to see in your wardrobe what's you and what's not you. So those pieces that you never wear are those pieces that when you go out, you want your clothes to actually make you money. And Lynn can show you how to do that, because when you are aligned with your individual style, you are going to attract the people that can see you and value you and want to work with you into your life. I think I'm rambling today. Maybe it's too much wine on Friday. I don't know. But I hope this is making sense. So tell me, tell us both, where are you not feeling like $1 million? It does make a huge difference to put on clothes that make you feel good. Yeah, and I think what Lynn was saying as well is like, where are you not allowing every moment of your experience to be able to appreciate that you dress for yourself, that you do it for yourself. It's just like, don't put on lipstick or clothes because you're trying to dress to impress. Dress because you feel good in yourself when you do. Take that extra time to appreciate you and listen to your body. Ask your body, hey body, what makes you feel good? Because we're doing this subconsciously anyway, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
The way that we choose clothes, we might think we're totally unconscious in the morning, and I know lots of women panic, especially if they're going out into the corporate world, that they don't know what to wear, or maybe you've got a special occasion that you're going to, and you kind of go into this panic attack because you don't know what to wear, or you can't find anything to wear in your cupboard. It might be because you are out of alignment with your influence on your personality.
Absolutely. I think a lot of women don't really know who they are in the essence of their style, or their style there's no alignment with their style and who they actually are, because there's so much out there. Pressure, and we get fed stuff from, magazines and TV shows and whatever, the celebrities and so on, and there's nothing wrong with taking tips and being led by the fashion gurus, but if you can work with somebody who can bring your own style in, that will just make it so much easier. Yeah. Absolutely. You're just not going to have that every morning.
Exactly. The anxiety goes. So, if you need a closet cleanup, a lot of times energetically when you start moving your clothes around, Lynn came and helped me with my wardrobe, and I was actually really pretty chuffed because most of it was very aligned with my 3-word signature style, which was, what was I again? Boho, chic, and the word that I went, sexy, because I couldn't see the sexy bit. And luxury. Yeah. So, I was kind of on 2 out of 3, but the third one was actually holding me back from actually appreciating the fun and the sexy and the sassy in my life. Yeah. So just knowing that has given me more opportunity to go more into where am I not showing up and strutting my stuff, or showing my sexuality in my own way to to attract money, because remember, money comes through people, and what Lynn was talking about, those first impressions, is if you're not willing to appreciate that you live your life in 10-second increments of interesting point of view, you have 10 seconds increments to actually show people and tell people who you are just by the way that your personality reflects in the clothes you're wearing. And Lynn also takes that into your interiors. So I don't know, have you ever been into people's houses? I know I have, where there's no personality. It's just like you look at them and then you look at their house and you know that something's out of alignment, because there's no extension of what do you love. There's no story in connecting. How do I connect to you? And you might have this big flashy mansion, but there's no personal pictures, or you're clashing with your house. I see that a lot. Don't you?
You know what, I think that very often that does happen, and what it basically comes down to is that the person doesn't know themselves.
Exactly.
So we take pictures out of magazines, or we love that. We're not quite sure what it is about that we love. There's something there that we love, but how do you personalize it? And that's where my work comes in, is that I help people figure out their essence, and in so doing bring it into their clothing and their homes and their whole lifestyle.
Yeah, and I love that about you, because it's just like when you're in your truth, when you're just living your truth, you are magnetic. You do feel like $1 million because you're aligned with your truth. You know who you are. So whether you are in mentoring like I am, or you are in if you're a hairdresser, or you're it doesn't matter what you're doing, or if you're like Lynn, that really is a specialist in aligning your soul with your style, you can't go wrong. You are going to attract people, and this is why I put so much value into having a personal stylist. If you're doing a photo shoot, if you're speaking on stage, if you've got an event, whether that's a celebration or anything, that you invest in yourself and get someone like Lynn to come and help you to get aligned, so that you feel like $1 million, not just on special occasions, but that you make every minute of your life an appreciation of that you are beautiful and you're worthy. And Lynn is going to New York. Do you have anything to add to that, what I just said? Because that was kind of like a
about the New York, or
just about living your style.
Absolutely,
living your style.
I do. You know, people aren't stupid.
No.
So when you are on a stage or doing whatever it is that you do in your life, when you're not being authentic and when you are being somebody else, people are going to pick up on that. And we don't want that.
No.
We just actually so appreciate people that are themselves and that have something of themselves to offer.
Yeah, it's that integrity.
It's
I
the
was talking about
integrity.
this with Veronique earlier, is we're living in a time where people are sick of fake arsery.
Yes.
There are so many false prophets that are spouting shit out there that are making you feel bad about yourself, because they're putting out this illusion, this image rather than a persona.
Yes.
If I am in persona, and it's an interesting thing, so like if I think about image and persona, it's like Johnny Depp is the epitome of living in his truth. I mean, he's a badass, but he is who he is.
Yeah.
And Trump is like an image. It's just like, it's not real and it's not true. And now more than ever, I think people are looking for honesty in them, in what they're choosing. People are very, very cautious and a little bit jaded, quite frankly. I mean, I'm really I've been quite pissed off actually about life transformational industry, because people are showing up and they're not being who they are.
Yeah.
They're putting on this image that I need to look a certain way. And you know what? If you're doing that, you're going to kill your business, and you're going to kill your money flows, and you're going to kill your joy, because you can't maintain something that you're not.
Yeah.
And
I think, you know what, there's no right and there's no wrong.
No.
But the truth is the right way.
Yeah.
And
your truth, right?
Your truth, your
expression.
Authentic expression, exactly. And
expression of who you are.
Yeah, and I really think that people are ready for that.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the clarity comes, when you have the clarity and you know who you are, and going through a personality profile of your 3-word signature style is really going to give you the confidence to start showing up and expressing yourself. You know, it's like, I can't wear high-heeled shoes. They kill me. I think they're great, but I can't keep them on my feet for longer than 2 minutes, and it's just not me. So I'm like, I'm a barefoot fricking in the boardroom kind of girl. I don't like boardrooms. My boardroom is nature.
Yeah.
And it would look a little weird to be mincing around. Well, I can't walk in high heels, so you know, my backside's always out, and I'm like, chicka 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 chicka. I can't do it.
But who says that you have to?
Exactly.
Why can't we embrace that?
Yeah.
Absolute. That you get beautiful shoes, sandals, whatever, that aren't high heels, and that are so you, and that you're going to feel like Cinderella in.
Exactly.
And that's where I come in, to help you choose those and help you find that.
Yeah.
And you're just going to shine when you have those things. And it doesn't need to cost a fortune either. See, Christina's just had a comment about poverty and the kid who used to get the hand-me-downs.
Oh, God. We used to do hand-me-downs. My mother used to make us, my younger sister and I, there's 3 years difference between us, but she used to make us matching outfits. And in those days, it was always pigtails, and we had the matching ribbons for every outfit. And I used to hate that we would dress same, you know. But I see the love in it.
Yes.
And I think you see this with twins and people that are trying to be Kardashians. It's like everybody looks the same hair extensions, same look. I'm like, you know what? Celebrate you. Appreciate your individuality. Stop trying to be something that you're not. I want to see you. I want to see who you are and what your story is. I don't want another copycat. I want to hear your voice.
Yeah, there's too many of those.
Yeah.
And I definitely think the world is ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be barefoot.
Yeah.
I look great, and it's interesting though too, you know, when you say that, a lot of times, I mean, people that know me in my close circles, you know, I'll teach a class, or I'll be online doing a webinar in my pajamas, and I don't care if people are going to judge me. But people often raise their eyebrows, you know, if I'm talking on the stage and I suddenly take off my shoes, I'll make a joke out of it. But there are people that still kind of are not okay with that, because this is all the programming that we've been on, what is appropriate and what's not appropriate.
You know, Sarah Jane, not everybody is your client.
I know.
And isn't that what it's all about?
Exactly.
Because you are trying, well, your aim is to attract the people that are going to pay you good money for what they need from you.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same. I was chatting to a friend of mine who's also in fashion, and she's probably in a much more high-end position than I'm in. And that's necessary.
Yeah.
And those are her clients. Those are her clients. They're not necessarily all my clients. My clients are going to be, or are, the people that possibly are like you. And that I understand.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just think it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Let's make that beautiful, and let's make that work for you.
Exactly. So appreciating the art of the well-dressed woman really is about loving yourself from the inside out, and knowing that you're not what's on the outside, you're what's on the inside of that little brown paper box.
Yes.
But you claim and own your worth.
But make the most of that.
Yeah. And the element of surprise too.
Yes, and it doesn't mean that it has to be boring and only that.
Yeah.
Once you've got once you've sort of organized the 3 style elements in your essence, we can expand on that, and we can become brave and add things in to make it work in a broader sense. It doesn't have to end up just being those 3 style elements.
Yeah.
We can have fun, but let that work first for you.
Yeah, I love that. I love what you just said. And just on closing, because I see I'm about to run out of battery. Lots of love. You can so relate. Barefoot. Yeah. Yeah, and it does bring up a stigma. You know, I remember my parents used to say, oh, you know, if you were going down to the local cafe to fetch the Sunday paper, you had to wear shoes, because they didn't want the neighbors thinking that you were poor and couldn't afford shoes. And sometimes we were brought up in that. You know, my family was like, screw it, you know. Don't wear shoes, do wear shoes. But there's still a lot of that sort of ancestral patterning around, what is it? What's the word? Help me. It's like impression, first impressions of, oh gosh, look at those poor, you know, dirty children. I was
actually just going to say that's absolutely fine, but just make sure that those toes are well manicured.
Yeah. Keep them clean.
Keep them scrubbed and clean.
Yeah. We're breaking the paradigms here, and that's part of my style brand was the Maverick, the rule breaker. You know, it's just like when there's no force and you're not living out of congruence with who you came here to be and what your message is. Hi, Anna Marie. Life gets to be so much more fun. You know, there is no pretense. There is nothing about faking it till you make it. It's just like, let people see you, and start with knowing that first impressions are lasting. So don't try and dress out of congruence. Don't try and be something that you're not. And Lynn is the bomb of showing you how to do that. And FYI, she is leaving to do a personal style experience. I know, can I let it up the bag?
Yes, you can.
Lynn will be offering this in when is it? November. So end of summer sales. Lynn is going to be taking you on a personal style experience of great food and great places, and going to Tiffany's and trying on the Van Cleef and Apples if that's what you're into, and doing the whole experience in 3 countries around the world. So if you're ready for a personal styling experience that it really is the epitome of who you are. Hi Roxanne, let Lynn know. She's off right now to scope out beautiful venues and hotels for a 5-star experience, and she's also taking orders. So what is it that you want? Summer sales in England and in New York. So you know, what's that item that you have been holding back on giving yourself? Post it in the comments and questions. What's the one thing that you'd like in your wardrobe that you don't have? And if you don't know what that is, book a style session with Lynn and find out what it is, because just making that 1-degree turn can be a deal breaker for you in your life and who you're attracting into your life. So I hope you enjoyed being with us today. As I said, Lynn is taking orders, so not the big stuff. If you want the big stuff, she'll have to ship it. But you know, let Lynn know where you need help with your style and really feeling like $1 million and dressing like $1 million. Do you post to the UK? Absolutely, Roxanne. If you want to have a personal half-day style experience, I know you're in the UK, contact Lynn. She's going to be there. What dates are you in London? 8th, 9th and 10th? Yeah. 8th, 9th and 10th. You don't have... You've only got spots for the 9th open though. Yeah. I saw you booked up. Yeah. But on the 9th, Roxanne, so get in touch with Lynn. Let her show you how awesome you are. While you're writing, you can be a stylish sketch artist. Oh, yes, doing doggy portraits. Yes. And yeah, it's the real deal. So get in touch with Lynn. She's awesome fun. She has a wicked laugh and knows how to live life large. So come play. She'll post her details later. And yeah, let us know where you haven't been appreciating you as a beautifully well-dressed, put-together woman, and where Lynn can help you to get your style and your success up. And have a beautiful Friday wherever you are.
Yeah, have a lovely Friday.
Lots of love.
To see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.